I want to talk about the Belt and Road Initiative. Have you ever heard of it? The Belt and Road Initiative. It is a massive infrastructure plan for the world. It's China's massive infrastructure plan. And it involves 70 different countries. Belt, we have a map of it here. Belt represents the path over the land. That would be the blue. And the road refers to the routes that are over water. That would be the red in this map. So these are ports, railroads, highways, everything you can imagine in relation to internet, cell phone, everything related to infrastructure across, well, the entire world. Here's how it goes down. China goes to a city in Africa and says, hey, city in Africa, you're poor. We're going to build you a $1 billion port. And the African city says, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, China. You are so great. So China builds this giant port, and they build the roads and the rail system and the cell towers and everything. And they build it, and the area thrives. But then the local government can't pay back their debt, so China takes it over completely for themselves. They now run the port. Not only that, now because they run the port, now there's a ton of Chinese people. There's a ton of communists from China living there now. Now there's a ton of Chinese money. That's now the main currency of the area. There's all the Chinese media is now there. Now you have Chinese schools. Now you have Chinese culture. Now you have essentially a Chinese colony in Africa with a government that is completely dependent on China for everything. That's the plan. That's what they're doing. And they're doing it in 46 different ports in Africa. We have a map of that, and you can see not only where, all around the continent, but also at very important, should be the map before that one, gentlemen. The one with the triangles. And you can see the ports are doing it at, so there should be one in between that. Anyway, it's at different choke points as well. So if they ever want to shut down these ports for military purposes, then they can do that as well. Now, this is a brilliant plan that the Chinese are doing. So let me back it up. China built a massive port in Greece. Huge, giant, massive port in Greece. Brings in a ton of money. The European Union, in order for them to issue a proclamation or a statement, every single member country needs to agree to it. So let's say some proposal comes up to speak out against the genocide that's going on right now in China of the Muslim Uyghurs. Over 1 million Uyghurs, prison camp, murder, disappear, straight up genocide happening right now in China. So let's say the European Union says, hey, I'd like to speak out against this, or heaven forbid we have any sort of military action. It needs to be unanimous, but it won't be. Because when this measure comes up, Greece is going to get a nice little phone call from Beijing. A Beijing area code is going to give them a call. And they're going to say, oh, hey, Greece, how are you? You know that port you have? Billions of dollars of trade comes through? About that port. That's how they have the leverage. So you have entire countries that are dependent on China for their economic prosperity. In Europe, across the Middle East, Western and Eastern Europe, Middle East, and of course, all throughout Africa. China controls their economy, and now China will control their diplomacy. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm also fascinated by the cultural impact that this Chinese domination will have on different countries, particularly Africa, which leads us to the next map that you already got a sneak peek of. This is Africa's birth rate. All right, so demographics is destiny. We should do a whole segment on this one day. One of the reasons why the Western world traveled around the world and colonized the rest of the world is because we had a major population boom. Demographics is destiny. Right now, Western nations are dying, literally. A nation needs to keep a birth rate of 2.1 in order to just keep its population level. That's 2.1, so that's 2.1 births per woman. 2.1 kids per woman. Right now, we're at 1.8 in America. The only reason our population is increasing in America is because of immigration. Africa, their birth rate, as you can see here, is over 4. The countries in red, that's over 6. Africa is the future. We should do a whole special on that, actually, on that statement right there. Africa has the most room to grow. And the question is, who will be their great influencer? Will the great influencer of African growth be based off of Western ideas or Chinese ideas? Western ideas or communist ideas? Well, who's making the biggest investment right there? Who's making the biggest investment right now? China is. Guys, I think we have a birth rate map of Europe too, just so you can see how Europe's dying, right? So all these European countries have birth rates in the ones, right? Like literally, you take this 50 years, there will be no Europeans, and there will be billions and billions of Africans and Chinese. Like that is the future just based off of population. Amazing.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like, subscribe, get more.